So, I thought I would do something new today and talk about something that I have an interest in, but, haven't done in a while. So, I was going to talk about my interest in time playing golf as well as some other things. And no, I'm not editing that out because, raw thoughts, it's better. I decided since I've been playing this game on a whim that, you know, why not record it? So it's like, what better time than to record a big championship? Play a tournament, record it, have some gameplay, talk about it, and then basically, when I'm done talking, just leave the rest up. I was thinking about editing out the middle rounds, but I think I'm just gonna leave the whole raw thing in, because why not? Whole thing's going to be 40, 42 minutes, something thereabouts. This is after editing, by the way. I did trim down a lot of the excess, so it wasn't too bad. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Golf. It is actually something that I used to play quite a lot. I had an interest in it because, well, during high school, I actually had friends that enjoyed playing it as well. So we would get together a few days a week, go out to the local golf course, and, play a few rounds. I was told several times growing up that I had almost like the ideal golf swing, but I just didn't have that drive to play competitively. But I always had that constant want to improve and to lower my handicap. But I used to play a lot. Like it wasn't just me. There were several people in my family enjoyed playing. And so it's I would get the opportunity to play golf quite a bit. But I ended up playing the few courses that I really enjoyed playing, most notably being Dale Hollow State Park. That course it's hard. It is a very hard course, but it's fun. It really challenges you if you don't have any distance off the tee box, which, yeah, I don't really have that because, I was always better at the short game than driving the fairways. So that's more of so what I focused on is enhancing my short game since my drives were okay at best. Uh, there were times when I could comfortably say on most courses I had a +2 handicap. Was I a professional? No, absolutely not, because I was inconsistent. And at this point, it's probably been almost 2 years since I've actually played golf, maybe more. And since I've been cooped up inside for over a year, it's just you start missing stuff like this, even if you haven't done it in a while beforehand. And so I was like, this game kind of scratches that itch a little bit. And so I decided to play and talk about it. I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna play it, I might as well do something with it. be fun. And so I spent like a week or so before like recording, getting used to the controls and kind of like figuring out what the game's about. It's really bare bones, to be honest. It's not the greatest golf game. The career mode, which you're seeing footage of right now, is it's a little jank, but it's fun. I think it's just like it's kind of goofy in a way, I guess is what you could say. It's fun, but it's kind of goofy, which is okay. But I actually do enjoy playing golf. Do I enjoy watching it? Not really. No, not a fan of watching it. But you say like, hey, we're gonna go grab this tee time, go play like 18. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go. And God, like some of these courses are just beautiful and do actually look fun to play. Like for instance, I think the tournament I played in game before this was at St. Andrews. A course that I would love to play at some point just because it's all the old style super flat links with massive greens. Also in Scotland. So it's just it's gorgeous to look at, to be honest. And it's like it's like one of those things that like if you play golf a certain amount, you kind of want to do it at some point in your life. Just to say like, hey, I've played at the birthplace of the sport. So it's like I don't know, it never really was that much of a passion for me. It was more just like, oh yeah, this is something that's kind of fun to do. Passes time pretty well, gets me out and active. Fun stuff, which I'm all for. Because like between the sports that I used to play a little bit of golf and I used to play a little bit of basketball. Two things that I played quite a bit. Though out of the two of them, basketball was something that took my interest a bit more because I could actually watch it and knew quite a bit about it. But just like I have, I am vertically challenged, so basketball wasn't really going to be any more than just something I played pickup games and watched. Like an unfortunate truth, but yeah, it happens. But anyways, like golf to me was just something fun to do, mostly on the weekends. Just get together with some friends, go hang out, shoot shit, ride around in a golf cart, and just have fun. Like that was the best part about it for me. And then I haven't played in so long. Like I'd probably be super rusty, but I would be all for giving it a shot. Cause like, do kind of miss it. But I think the thing that I miss the most is actually just being out more than anything. Because like, I haven't done anything in like a year. So it's like being able to get out again for now has been nice. Because like before, I don't think I would have ever complained about being stuck inside for too long. Because like before, like honestly, and still to this day, I'm quite the introverted person. So it's like meeting someone face to face, I'm not super talkative until I get comfortable around you. But I'm trying to kind of like break out of that a little bit because like social anxiety used to eat me alive whenever I'd go out, up to the point where one time on a vacation I actually physically broke down and just could not move. It's like I'll admit to this. My social anxiety was bad enough that at a certain point during a family vacation, we were in a crowd and I had an episode that was so bad I felt like I could not move and I ended up dropping down to my hands and knees basically in the middle of a crowd because I just could not move. It was hard to breathe. I just could not. It was one of the most terrifying situations I think I've been in, aside from having to stay on the 8th floor of a hotel once, because, known fact, I'm terrified of heights. I do not like heights. Not a fan. Do not want. Almost as much as I am afraid of little 8-legged things that I don't want to talk about right now. But I am also getting off track because social anxiety does that, and I do talk about it a little bit, but not enough to be like, yeah, it still like plagues me super hard. I can sort of function in public again, and yeah, it works. I worked on it. I cut it down quite a bit, and it's been nice too. But enough about that. Back to the game. So, I decided to try this because I was perusing through Game Pass, saw a golf game. I was like, people said this golf game was bad. And I equate a lot of this to the fact that this was the year that EA didn't renew their deal with Tiger Woods after the whole like cheating situation. So they went with Rory McIlroy, who was the champion at the time, I believe, and on his way up. So they made this and put it in the Frostbite engine. They knew that people wouldn't buy this up like they did the Tiger Woods PGA Tour games. So, one, it was on a different engine, two, a different cover athlete, and three, in order to try and sell the game, they added a gimmick course. The gimmick course being Parcel Storm from Battlefield 4 as a course. I played it just to see what it was like. Do I have gameplay footage of it? No. Why? Because it's par 3. Am I opposed to doing footage from a par 3? No. Absolutely not. But I think that's something better experienced yourself than seeing my gameplay footage of. Because that was before I started the career, and to be honest, I don't think I want to record footage of me playing as Ricky Fowler. No offense. But map's interesting. Oh, map. The Parcel Storm map makes an interesting par 3, especially when you add in like some of the gimmicks that they threw in with it. But would I say it's as memorable to me as the old Tiger Woods games? No, it's not. As a matter of fact, like, I have a few, like, complaints with the game. One of which being the actual career mode just slaps you into the PGA Tour. There's no, like, LPGA Tour. There's only, like, and, like, when you're just doing a random 18 per se, or just playing a random course, you have at most like four 4 females to choose from, none of which are actual professional golfers. So it's like, I get it, because this is kind of a bare bones game. First one they did in Frostbite. They were just kind of basically reinventing the game. But there could have been a lot more, like, customization options and stuff like that, because it is very bare bones. You don't get to actually, like, customize your character. And I say character, and I mean player. But you have to use presets. So my digital self here is preset, which I wish you could have done a lot more with, especially the hair, because while I would wear a bun, it is not necessarily my favorite hairstyle. It's just like, kinda, you make do with what you got. Uh, Other than that, the only other complaint that I have with the game is the putting. Like, everything else about the game feels great. Literally everything else about the game feels good for a golf game. It works, it's kind of smooth, it makes sense. The only thing that doesn't is the putting. But, like, I think that's more of just like a nitpick from me than anything. Other than that, game actually surprised me with how fun it was. Like, I enjoyed it thoroughly. As you can see in the footage, I got really creative. Because, like, I wanted to get in there and actually, like, push the game to its limits. See what I could and couldn't do in the game. If it was as ridiculous as the old Tiger Woods games, which it sort of is. Just not as, like, it's slightly more complex with controls, and if you want to, you can choose the stick swing option, which I despise, because there's way too much room for that stick to just go off and throw your shot way off. So I'll be honest, I'm more than happy they still have the 3-click method. Similar to like Mario Golf, which I'm all about, because those are probably the quintessential fun golf games. But yeah, no, game's actually pretty decent. Do I say it's worth full price? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This game is not worth full price. Even when it came out, it was not worth full price. But I will say, if you can find this on, like, a sale, not a bad buy. Now, would I recommend it? There are other golf games I'd recommend over this. Like, there are a lot of other golf games I'd recommend over this. However, I can't recommend the new 2K golf games, only because I haven't played them. I hear they're mediocre at best and kind of bare bones, but I kind of figured it's their first attempt at a golf game, so they probably don't know what they're doing yet. But give them like a couple years or so, and we'll see how it is. They keep making them. But yeah, like, overall, I would say I enjoyed my experience playing this game. It's not the best, not the worst. It's fun in bursts, but yeah, like, overall, I give it like a solid like 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's fun. I'd play it. Because, like, everyone knows I've played worse games. I enjoy worse games. Like, I, I'll admit to this. I enjoy some pretty bad games. But, it's just fun to play what you want. And that's what's important. It's like, if you constantly listen to what other people say instead of, like, judging for yourself, you'll miss out on some gems here and there. So it's like, it's always important to try things that you're interested in. If something looks like a game you'll enjoy, go for it. Like, don't hesitate, try it. You might like it. Because at the end of the day, you're not playing a game for someone else. You're playing the game for you. So why not play something you want to play? Because, like, in the words of former Nintendo of America CEO, or I think he's Nintendo America CEO. I'm not going to fact check this, so if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But Reggie Fils-Aimé said, if it's not fun, why bother? He kind of right, though. He kind of right. So, yeah. If you have fun with the game, enjoy it. Play it. Don't worry about what people say about it. Just play the game. You enjoy it, play it. Unless it's actually a detriment to society, play the game. That's just like, hey, you like playing this MMO? Play the MMO. Don't worry about what people say. It's like, you like Final Fantasy 14? You play Final Fantasy 14. And you do you. You like playing a MOBA? You play a MOBA. And it's topical because I've been seeing a lot, and one that's been tempting me. Cough, cough, Pokemon Unite. Please come out on mobile soon, even though I know it's not going to be until like the 21st next month. I want it, okay? It's been tempting me because it looks fun, and I don't have a Switch yet. I do actually intend on getting a Switch at some point. Because, like, the games on it look kind of fun. But, anyways, like I was saying, you enjoy a game, play it. Don't let people sway you not to play something you think you'll enjoy. If the game, however, is actually broken, non-functioning, and a waste of time / money entirely, then you can kind of like question if you want to play it or not. Like, for instance, in my opinion, game that's not really worth the full price money, at least the full price money, is Last of Us 2. Have I actually played the game myself? Not really. The gameplay is not what I have a problem with. It's the way that it's written. Like, yes, I get you trying to make it like revenge isn't satisfying, but there are better ways to do it, and you really could have written the characters better. Or, at the very least, something that I had thought about while watching people play through it is for the ending having more of the player's choice instead of just like being railroaded into one option. Like, I do not like games, especially story-driven games, that railroad you into one linear option. And to be honest, without spoiling anything, Last of Us 2 seems incredibly linear. To the point where it kinda gets old. And now, like, some of the characters I do like. Some of the characters are written well. But overall, the story itself is kinda lackluster. It's my hot take on it. It's kinda lackluster. Did it deserve Game Awards? Absolutely not. It did not deserve Game Awards. It was not that good of a game. gameplay can only do so much to save a game, right? There are several games like that have gotten like awards and credited as being these fantastic games, but what do they have besides like gameplay? Because a lot of them have very lackluster stories or just kind of fall flat in areas here and there, but they're like praised for it. While in the meantime, you have games that are absolutely phenomenal that get no recognition. Like games that actually tell a story, that actually make you feel, or actually give you choice, freedom of choice, and let you kind of play around with them and do what you want. Like, yes, we have like an oversaturation of indie games that talk about serious issues such as depression or anxiety, and like they're cool. They're really really well done in most cases, but there's just too many of them. Which, yeah, there needs to be like a little bit of variety. Like I understand as much as the next person that oversaturation leads to pretty boring results. So yeah, just a little bit of variety, but games that do stick out have that sort of well-rounded design, and if they're linear, they try to be creative about it. They don't just like stick to one formula usually. They're just like, okay, we need to change it up a little bit. Even if we're going in the same direction, we need to kind of like tweak things here and there, make it work, make it engaging and enjoyable. So it's like, you know, why can't AAA games do that? Well, the answer to that just simply being the studio usually puts them in crunch time. And no writer slash developer wants to work crunch time because it is overly stressful and kind of harmful to mental health. So, do I have a problem with crunch time? Yes, absolutely I do. Like, if they announce a game releases by a certain date, do I kind of expect it to release by a certain date? Yeah, like everyone else does. But I do not want the developers to be, crammed into a hot office and forced to work like 18-hour shifts every day just to get the game done in time. If it's not going to be done in time, just say, hey, we need a bit more time, here's a little delay. Like, I would rather the game be done right and that the developers not be, mentally pushed to their limits to the point where they might have emotional episodes or breakdowns. Looking at you, AAA game studios that force your developers to work crunch time. Yeah, I am not a fan of that. So it's like, I'm okay with games being delayed. I can wait. Do I want to wait? No. Like, nobody wants to wait longer than they were told for something, but it happens. It's understandable. There's no point getting upset about it. It's like, sure, it happens. I can accept that. It's fine. It should be like that. It's like, if the game's not going to be done in time, taking more time to do it, it's fine. I'd rather the game be complete. Because you end up with a better product when there's not crunch being done. Because when there's not crunch being done, they actually have time to catch bugs and things that could break the game. End up with a much better product. Plus, happier developers equal better games. Well, happier developers that care. Looking at you, World of Tanks console. Do I like you? Yes, I still do, because you're a tanks game that I can play easily and not have to invest in a computer with a better keyboard and mouse, so that I can actually competitively play the game. But, and when I say competitively, I mean just being viable, instead of just being like, sometimes I can play, and other times I just get absolutely destroyed instantly, because I can't see bushes. But, yeah, no. Happy developers that care about the game that they're making equal a better game. And that's about all that I really have to say in this video that started out as me talking about how I enjoyed playing golf and eventually got around to happy developers equal good games. Thank you for tuning in, like watching this video. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be doing like a lot more one-offs. I'm gonna try to keep to a bi-weekly upload schedule. So in a couple weeks, I'll try and have another video out. And who knows? If there's any like game suggestions or something that anyone would have that I should try or should make some content on, please let me know down in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna let the rest of this footage play out, but I am out.